Hi, I'm Stefan, the BMW DIY guy, and I want to show you how you can install the Turner skid plate into your BMW M2 Competition. Okay, so before we do the work, let's talk about the reasons why here really quickly. One thing I always touch on whenever you have your car in the air, and mine already is to be extremely careful. Now you can do this work really easily with a jack and two jack stands, and make sure that if you're going to do that you have jack stands. Either you also can use a Quickjack or a Lillith, but don't bet your life on a $5 part. I have seen hydraulic jacks fail where they're up and they seem solid, and then suddenly they start to sag, and if they collapse, they can collapse suddenly. If you're underneath the car, that's going to be a really, really bad day. Okay, so please be safe when you do this. Now, if you don't realize, your oil cooler is mounted horizontally up underneath the nose of your car, and it's covered partially by a plastic piece that runs across almost the entire nose of the car. Now, it's really easy and very common for rocks to skip off the road, and they can skip up and hit your oil radiator. You're probably going to see that once you're underneath. You'll see little dings in your oil cooler already. Now, if you're in a track or a club environment, the chances of that are even higher. So I'm a big believer in making sure that you protect all of that, and the best option for that is this Turner skid plate. As you can see, it's built very, very solidly. Lots of thick aluminum, all sheeted in well. And also, if you look, this would be the front of the car. This has more of a raked angle to it to actually help deflect more material, more rocks, and actually create a little bit of backdraft. So it might, improve airflow across your radiator as well, just a little bit. But most importantly, it's going to protect it. Now, changing this is really, really simple. Let's go ahead and slide underneath the car. We're only going to pull out a half a dozen or a dozen 8mm, a couple of reverse Torx bolts, and it's going to be that simple. So let's get underneath the car and take a look. All right, y'all, so I'm having to reshoot some video. So this little particular piece of the DIY segment is done after the entire project is done. What I realized as I was starting to put it all together, that the section that showed me crawling underneath the car and pulling this out and showing you where all the screws were got lost, which is a bit of a bummer, but thankfully this is super simple. So I just wanted to show this to you. This obviously is what the piece looks like. This would be underneath your car. Your oil cooler would be right here. And then also you have all your 8mm that go all the way around. So pretty much everywhere that there's a hole, you'll see 8mm bolts. Also in these big deep holes on either side, you have two big E10 reverse Torx. So take all of those out, and then you should be fine, and you'll have this plate and just pull it down. So one quick side note. So if you notice here with the old one overlaying on the top of the new one, you can see these clips. Anywhere that you have one of those clips, you're going to want to transfer it onto the new one. So all along this leading edge, you can see all of those clips. So go ahead and make sure to transfer those, and then let's get this put on. It's going to go right back on how this old one came off. All right, y'all, so it's in. Let me share a couple of lessons learned, and forgive me kind of trying to roll into the car at the same time. So it's in and it looks great, which is fantastic. But of course, the plastic is flexible when this is almost not flexible at all. So getting the plastic one in, you can bend it and you can curve it to get it in. Keep in mind, on the edges, the plate should go above, right? So there's a little rivet right here. There's a plastic rivet that needs to come out because the plate is going to hit it, because the plate's going to be above it. There's not a cutout in the plate like there is in the plastic one. So there's a rivet right here, so you can see where we are on the corner. Here's the 8mm that come around, and then here's this plastic rivet in the middle, so you can take that out. Okay, so what I did to put this in is I actually find it's easier to swing it into place. So start on one corner, fit one corner in, and then swing it in, to swing it into the nose and swing it in at the far end, because it's also got to fit around the oil cooler, which I'll talk about in just a second. Because this is, again, fits much more tightly, much more securely than the plastic one that just kind of lays over the top of the oil cooler, where this wants to sit around it. And there's one caveat if you have an aftermarket oil cooler, which I'll touch on in just a second when I get there. So swing one end in and get it all up above here. I also found that it's easier if I used a plastic trim tool and fit it between the plastic and the metal and kind of used it to bow the plastic of the front bumper cover out to fit the metal in. Okay, so let me slide down here a little bit. Forgive the creeper noise as I roll.
Okay, so here's the other thing. So I have an aftermarket Mishimoto oil cooler, which is bigger. So there is on the lead edge of this is the back edge, you know, the back end of the car edge. There is a rubber gasket that's supposed to fit and press up against the oil cooler right here all along this edge, right? But I found that with the Mishimoto oil cooler, there's not enough room. As you can see, it is dead snug. And it's because when you fit it into place, when that gasket is off, the metal lip it goes on will actually fit behind the oil cooler just perfectly snug. So it is super, I mean, it is like, there is a 32nd of an inch of gap there. It is super tight. But if you have an aftermarket oil cooler, you're going to want to pull that gasket off, that rubber trim gasket off, okay? And as you can see, it's on the rest of the way down. I've got all the 8mm in. I've got the 2 E10s in. But all in all, it looks great. I'm super pleased. This looks really good. Now, it's definitely going to make taking this piece off and on a little more challenging. I mean, off is not a problem. On is a little more challenging, but that's okay. But I am really pleased with this. It's super strong. It fits incredibly tight. And all in all, it's really great. This is going to give a tremendous amount of protection for the front of the car.
All right, guys, time to put your tools away, clean up, put your car back on the ground if you haven't already. As you can tell, doing this Turner skid plate isn't hard. It's only about a dozen 8mm bolts and a couple of the bigger E10s. And really, it's just fitting the new one back in. It's a little bit harder because, like I said, the lack of flexibility, but it's going to provide a tremendous amount of protection that was not there before. So it's one of the main reasons I want to do it. I'm willing to trade a little bit harder the next time I need to take it off or put it back on for a lot more protection for my oil cooler radiator. So thank you to Kies Motorsports for making this project possible. They're amazing. They should be your go-to spot for looking for aftermarket and add-on and even OEM parts for your car. I really appreciate them and all the hard work they do. They are fantastic. Thanks to Turner for making a fantastic product. Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Please make sure to click subscribe and the little alarm bell. It makes a huge difference to my channel because I have a ton of additional projects coming, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video.